Digest your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold where legends are told. From first puck drop to the season's full. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.
Given the Leafs the lead. This time we're gonna finish the job.
There's no way that this just happened. As the Toronto Maple Leafs, in what was supposed to be, and hopefully and looked like for a while to be one of the biggest games of the year, a game that the Leafs were well on their way to winning, find a way to lose this one in heartbreaking fashion. We're gonna break it all down, Darius. It is I feel like my heart was ripped out of my chest. It was a brutal, brutal game. Leafs played pretty good overall. Their fight back was great. We'll dive into some positives, things like that, but just an absolutely gut-punching finish. 2 breakaways basically in overtime, and Sergei Bobrovsky stepped up. I don't know. It was a rough one, but at the end of the day, very unfortunate, and sucks.
Well, Nick, I did say Leafs in 6, and to win in 6, you got to lose twice. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the next game. But I thought it was pretty. It was an okay game, and I thought Joseph Woll got better as the game went on because he let in. I mean, a couple of the goals are just not good, But he definitely got better as the game went on. But yeah, I think even up 3-0, fans would have been nervous at the end of the day. But it's still a 2-1 lead. Lots of positives to pull from this game, to be honest. And I thought they outplayed them at times. The start was fantastic. They have to maintain that because they really got away from that at certain points in the game. And again, lots of positives to pull, but man, that is a tough just way to lose. Like, especially the way they got pinned in their own zone there. That was just awful.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that these are games that I think Stanley Cup winners win, and the Leafs weren't able to pull it off. But I mean, not to say the Leafs can't, come out and win the series. It's just not an uphill climb, but the pressure's now back on the Leafs, heavily back on the Leafs, and absolutely devastating. We can dive into the box score a little bit here. See what you guys are saying in chat. It is a gut punch, absolute gut punch. All we have to do is win one game in Florida, and we have a stranglehold in the series. Jim with the positivity tonight, I respect it. I can't take it. I can't take it tonight. Like I'm not going to be positive.
We're switching roles. We're switching roles tonight.
Yeah, I usually am the positive one. I mean, realistically, it was pretty unlucky, but horrible. You got to find a way to win that game. Good teams find a way to win that game. And I'm not saying the Leafs aren't a good team. They're a very, very good team, and I do ultimately think that they're going to win the series. But you cannot choke a 3-1 lead, and then I don't know. It just can't happen. A couple of really unlucky goals, and Wall, you mentioned it, he got way better as the game went on. But 3-0, the vibes are a lot different than 2-1, and now the pressure is fully on the Toronto Maple Leafs. No matter what you say, we can pretend the pressure's in the Panthers. They won the Stanley Cup last year, and the pressure is fully back on the Leafs. And I'm pretty pessimistic right now, so I'm going to eat my words a little bit.
Well, the silver lining for me is 3 of Florida's 5 goals tonight were absolutely Mickey Mouse goals. And I know sometimes you're going to score those really, Mickey Mouse goals in the playoffs, but I think that's encouraging because the Leafs are playing well still, and for periods of time during this game, they were playing well, and I thought they pressed really well in overtime. They were making some great plays, and they weren't playing scared. They were playing scared at points in this game. They got away from hitting. A lot of guys were bailing out. I couldn't believe what was happening, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of positives still to pull from this game. I thought Joseph Woll got better as the game went on. I thought Morgan Rielly, despite 2 of the goals going off of him, actually maybe it's 3, actually had a pretty decent game. So we will see what happens in game 4 here. If you can win, you're up 3-1 still. Like they put themselves in a good position, but the Panthers, they weren't going to go away quietly. But I do think that like Matthew Tkachuk must be hurt at this point. I don't think that's a secret at this point, but yeah, there's a couple things there. Kulikov looks hurt as well. Like I think he tried to hit Nyes and didn't look good after that. Tanev is also hurt. Like it's taking a toll. So as the series goes on, it's going to be interesting to see who emerges here. But top guys got to get going as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The unfortunate reality is if Stolarz is in net, they probably win this game. But at the same time, who knows what could have happened in the last game? Maybe Stolarz has a stinker. So no point of really going there. The refs, it is what it is. Florida being dirty once again. Stay tuned for a video coming up soon about that. I mean, it's laughable now, but it doesn't really matter. It's working. The refs aren't calling it, and it's I think the Leafs showed heart. I know someone's in the chat said, "Where's the heart?" I think they showed a ton of heart by coming back after choking a lead. I'm not really worried about the heart. I'm not worried about their effort. I'm not worried about anything there. What I'm worried about is Austin Matthews a little bit, and most importantly, the Leafs just so I don't know, some bad line changes. Morgan Rielly scoring his own net twice. Stuff like that'll happen. I mean, not usually this amount of times, but at the same time, you have a breakaway twice. None of them were really like breakaways, though. Like there was pressure involved there. I thought Matthew Nyes was going to have it, but I don't know. I'm happy they scored a goal. And as much as we're talking about, Mickey Mouse goals, the Leafs also got a Mickey Mouse goal to tie the game. So I mean, on the same vein,
this playoffs
kind of goes there. Florida deserved this win. The Leafs, I don't think, were the better team. I also don't think they were the worst team by a significant margin. And it is what it is. The refs are favorable. At least, yeah. I mean, I don't think the refs cost the Leafs the game or anything like that. I don't. It kind of just.
I think they were certainly better than game 2.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a fine refereed game. That being said, there's a lot of dirty hits. A couple. I mean, Rodriguez came out looking for heads tonight, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
Not too worried. I think the biggest. I guess going up 3-0 against that's such a. If your next goal wins, one goal, the entire landscape of the playoffs changes, and now. You have to come back and try to at the same time, if you lose on Sunday, you're still in theory, you're okay, even if you lose Sunday. But
they win one game in Florida, they're good.
Yeah, but
it should be in theory. In theory,
I don't know. It's I would have rather. I probably wouldn't have, but I would have rather just lose like 5-3 than an absolutely really I wouldn't because the team showed heart, but just an absolutely painful loss.
It's heartbreaking to lose in this fashion, that's for sure. But if they would have lost like 5-1, I would have been more upset. So
I still clarify the way the goal went in was the worst. It's just
awful.
I just froze. I was like, great. I also I don't know. I didn't see the Leafs they had a few chances to score it. They didn't really. They looked tired or something in that overtime. Like there was barely any shots on goal. Like any of the shots on goal were from leaks and things like that. So
I think that okay, so if you look at the game, the Leafs were up 3-2 going into the 3-1 going into the first intermission, or maybe 2-1. Go ahead.
$5 from JK. Great game. At least Hans-Eric gets caught up to them. You also know better. Great game though by both teams. I'm assuming you're a Panthers fan. Either way, appreciate the $5. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Can't celebrate being up 2-0 anymore these days. 2025.
I was, I was actually pretty not pessimistic. I was a little bit hesitant, but thank you very much for the donation. There was some, arrogance from some Leafs fans, I'm sure, but I don't know. I was cautiously optimistic. I thought they were done for when they went down 1 goal, and they just bring you back in and then absolutely shoot it down with just a brutal loss. That's it's a sparkling water. I need a Heineken after that loss.
Yeah, if you look at the game, they were up 3-1. Yes, they gave up a multi-goal lead, but Florida scored all of their goals on the long change in the second period, and then they scored their overtime goal again with the long change. And the Leafs were gassed. That last shit, I mean, Nylander, I know you're gassed, but at least pretend like you care. Pretend like you're trying, because that was awful. They got pinned again. So Florida's continuing to do that. We might have a video on kind of their game plan and how they're exposing the Leafs in that way. But
thank you, JK. Thank you. I figured.
Thanks.
Thank you for the donation nonetheless. I mean, I appreciate it from a Panthers fan. I'm sure you're riding fairly high right now. It's 2-1 though. We're up 2-1 still.
Still up 2-1. We take one in Florida. Feeling pretty good.
Oh, pain.
We were also talking about a split. We were talking about that. We're like, hey, a split would be great.
I think the way they started this game, I thought it was going to be. We all knew that Florida was going to push back at some point. We all knew that was going to happen. It happened. Very, very. I don't know. It was a weird one. Jim saying, disagree. The pressure is still on Florida. They're the champs. Even tonight when the Leafs played their worst game of the series, still went to OT. It's a fair point. I just think it's the reason I say the pressure's on the Leafs. If they lose tomorrow's game, maybe then I could say the pressure's fully on the Leafs. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like maybe because they won the cup last year, they just feel less overall pressure. Like, kind of just is what it is. Whereas the Leafs, like, this is their chance. Also, the hate on Morgan Rielly, I can't. He was probably the best, like one of the best Leafs on the ice. I mean, he saved a goal in Marchand. He saved a goal in the end there. The first one was kind of his fault. I don't know why. I know why he was trying to intercept the pass, but he stuck his stick towards Joseph Wall. The last goal, I mean, there's nothing you can do. It just hit his shoulder and went in.
Yeah, I mean, he played a good game. He scored a goal, right? Like he played well. He was great in transition as well. I'm not going to hate on Morgan Rielly tonight. Stuff happens. Like if you're out of position and you're lagging behind and you're lazy and then bad things are happening, then I would blame you. But if it's going off your skate, going off your stick and stuff like that, like as long as you're playing a good game, then it is what it is. This is playoffs, right? Like the Leafs goal that Rielly scored, like he didn't put it in the net. Like it hit Bobrovsky, bounced out, hit Seth Jones and went in, right? Like you could blame Seth Jones if you're a Panthers fan, right? But Seth Jones played over 30 minutes tonight, and you could do all of that. But I thought Morgan Rielly played well, and he has been for the whole playoffs. If he scores 2 more goals, he ties the franchise record for most goals by a defenseman in the playoffs. That's insane. So he's always good. He does show up. He plays well, I think, in the playoffs. I like Morgan Rielly in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Unfortunate couple of things there, and it's a game of mistakes and a game of inches, and Joseph Woll should have had that 4th goal. That's just what it is too, right? So Bobrovsky hasn't been extraordinary either. So if the Leafs continue to start on time and catch them off guard, then that's a little bit of a game plan, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in game 4. Yeah. Both teams are going to reload though here because the Panthers were doing something very specific with their forecheck. Which
we'll have a video on tomorrow.
Yeah, which the Leafs are going to prepare for in game 4. I think much better than they did in this one because it exposed them in the exact same situations every single time, and they scored the same way every single time. So
I think the problem with the game was you went up 2-0, like you choked 2-goal leads. Which
it hurts.
Like at the same time though, it's gonna happen. What do you think Brewer dropping Patches down the lineup? I know he tied it up one Patches with Willie and JT. Yeah, I don't really like Pontus Holmberg on that line, on the second line that is.
No, they weren't creating anything in the second half of the game though. That's the problem. So I think he was just trying to mix it up, but Holmberg on that line does not work either. Because someone's getting caught, and then if you have Tavares on the back check, I love John Tavares, but my goodness, you do not want him on the back check because he cannot skate. So
there was
although he's trying, like he's great.
There was a brief moment there when the Leafs went up 2-0, like 8 minutes into the game, where I thought, "Wow, this is the best team my eyes have ever laid eyes on." And then it came crashing. It came crashing back to earth. If the Leafs win Sunday, the series is over. Eston, I proved Florida their best. Can't beat us 3 games in a row. Yeah, Jim, you are right, and I'm sure I'll come down from the. I'll go to the gym after the stream and get all my anger out, and then I'll be good. But I don't know. It's just such a difficult pill to. It's not actually not difficult anymore now that I'm starting to think about it. We're still up 2-1 the series. I guess the worry that's always in the back of my head is you lose game. Not that's going to happen, but you lose a game, and then it's Leafs on home ice with their season on the line, basically the 2-2 series. Like that's the worry. And by winning today, it would have put all those questions to rest. It would have, because now tomorrow is going to be a painful off day. Like we're just going to be. It's going to be interesting.
Just sitting in it. This is what I was thinking about, Nick. With this schedule, I did want to bring this up. With this schedule, if we lost this game, which we did, I say the Leafs did, I knew I was going to be sitting and stewing in this on Saturday, and I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. On a Saturday that is projected to be nice and sunny here in the city of Toronto, we're going to be stewing in this on a Saturday.
Yep. But we got a Mother's Day game off. Only one game off. Or day off,
only day. One day, yeah. And then we're right back to it. Mother's Day, 7 o'clock, back in Florida. You take one in Florida, you feel good. So
at least the Leafs didn't get pumped.
No, it's a tight game. I liked a lot in that game, especially the first half. They stopped playing in the second period a little bit, and we were texting back and forth, and I was like, hey, why did they stop playing? And
They fixed that though.
They fixed it. They fixed it, and they've been doing that, right? So that it's encouraging. So they got back to it, and especially once Morgan Rielly. I thought they were the better team as soon as Morgan Rielly scored that goal to tie the game. Until the rest of the game, until the goal at the end, the overtime winner, they were the best team.
And overtime is what it is.
The better team.
I don't know. The Leafs played Leafs played a great game of hockey. You're going up 2-0 against a Florida Panthers team on the road, and you set the tone right away. But curious to see what some of the quotes are going to be tonight.
Yeah, Kachuk has to be. I've been saying it since the start, and I saw comments. People are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" They already debunked it. He's not hurt. He is hurt. He's definitely hurt. He was on a different schedule than the rest of the team heading into this series in terms of practicing, and then coming into this series, I don't want to jinx it, but he's not looking like Matthew Kachuk. He just isn't. He went to the dressing room. They said it's an equipment issue.
Yep. Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. It is. I mean, realistically,
Daniel.
Stolarz.
We'll see you Sunday night.
Yeah, Stolarz probably saves it. I mean, I think concussed Anthony Stolarz saves that fourth goal.
I mean,
it was one of the worst goals I have ever seen let in a playoff game.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It did take a minor.
He also looks
deflection.
absolutely petrified handling the puck. Like, it is some of the worst.
That is a problem.
And it is extreme problem, especially because of the play that Florida was running the entire game, which forces him to play the puck. And to be fair, Joseph Woll didn't let a goal in the third period, didn't let a goal until, the end of overtime. Mm-hmm. He had an okay game, all things considered. Bobrovsky, he saved him the game there. To be fair, though, all this talk about how good Bobrovsky was in that overtime, the shots were point blank. Like, even it's on the Leafs more so.
He wasn't that great.
It's like a back. Yeah, it is what it is there. I'm not yet Prophet. It's one of the rare times where I'm a little bit. I don't know, I'm starting to come down from it now. We go live literally like 3 minutes after my heart's taken out of my chest, so it's kind of hard to like.
Literally, it goes from this is the timeline of events. The Leafs might win to this is the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. To we're live in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So
to now it starts to I'm like, okay, it is what it is. It's just a hockey game,
It is, but
like the Leafs were probably never going to sweep this series. It would have been nice to win this one and lose the next one.
Yeah.
But if anything,
that would have made me feel better. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. At
least now I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Leafs played fine. I don't think I can guarantee you Berube's not going to rip them.
Also, that tripping, based on, I don't know who else is watching other playoff games around the league. That tripping penalty with 2 minutes left is such a joke. That is so.
It is a penalty, but I get it.
No, yeah, but so much is a penalty. Like, so much is a penalty in the playoffs. Who just got, I think it was Nicolas Watt, got fined $7,000 for a cross check that was worse than Matthews got suspended 2 games for.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing as a league? What are we doing?
He also held on. Bobrovsky held onto the puck for 4 seconds.
4 hours.
Which is what Pacioretty pointed to after that. He said, how long is he going to hold on to the puck? Because I don't even know if Pacioretty knew that. Like, I don't even know what was going on there. But it is what it is. We're going to... there's also the one about pushing the goalie in. The angles on Sportsnet were just some of the worst I've ever seen because they didn't show a single angle. It looked like... I'm fine with them ruling that a goal. It looked like it got pushed in. Also,
I was thinking that as well. Maybe goalie interference, but I don't think you can challenge because this is the problem with challenging now. You have no idea what the rules are. Like, there's no consistency.
Mitch Marner, to stand by it, I don't know how on earth that wasn't a hook on his breakaway. He probably could have scored the goal, but the refs already had his arms up because of the other call, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to call 2 penalties. That's game management." Also, while we're on it, Lorentz probably wouldn't have scored on it because Bobrovsky saved it. The one where I forget who it was, just crashed into the net, and didn't even get touched. How is that not a penalty? No one knows.
It's okay. So in the playoffs, it's funny that you bring this up because in the playoffs, there are the worst penalties you've ever seen, and then there's penalties that are called because they have to call them. Puck over the glass, delay of game, stuff like this, right? He threw the net off. That is a penalty 10 times out of 10.
Yep.
He didn't stop. He barreled right into the net on a scoring chance. I've never not seen that called a penalty. And then you call the tripping thing with 2 minutes left. I mean, is it a trip? I've seen worse. Sure, it's a trip. Yeah. But that's crazy. That is
also,
crazy.
Chris Tanev, he left the game because of an equipment issue, so he's healthy there. And Matt Murray is sick.
That would make sense because I did see Hill to be on the bench, and I was like, that is odd.
They'll be
I
fine.
feel like that's
They'll
odd.
be good.
So in terms of, I see a lot of comments about Anthony Stolarz. I don't think he plays game 4. Maybe game 5. We'll see.
Yeah, there's
But
no way.
I don't think he's playing game 4.
Now, if
And
he's
even
healthy,
if
they're
he's
throwing him in
ready,
there.
do you think so? We could have that
Probably
conversation.
not. Like the answer is probably not.
I don't
No, the
know.
reason it's 2-1 for the Leafs. Worst case, you bring him back home. Stolarz available game 5 of the tied series at home. But boy, oh boy, is Stolarz probably like realistically like at least 30% better than Joseph Wall. I'm pretty convinced of that now.
I'm more, well, yeah, I'm certainly more confident with him in that. That's for sure. So
Now, if he's hurt still, they're not gonna. I don't know. We don't even know. I'm sure we'll hear about it. They're not gonna practice tomorrow, so we probably won't hear about it tomorrow. But it
I do, I do like the idea of Gary Bettman like on call at home when they're, when they're on the iPad at the penalty box, like he's the one talking to them.
Yeah.
I think that's a funny visual. But
line it up. Akali won big at MGM Casino.
what game is this again?
It was
Leafs
weird.
game?
Like the actual calls they made, I think were pretty fair both ways. But the like,
It wasn't that bad.
and I don't
Yeah.
think it's not even that like they cost the Leafs the game or anything like that with those no calls. It's just like I don't know. Call the. Also, I mean, there is, I think a couple hits on Wall tonight. A hit to the head on John Tavares.
That was awful. That was so. It didn't connect, but man, if it did,
I think it may have nipped him. We'll have to look at the film afterwards.
He also jumped into it. There was a hit where Marchand jumped into it.
Bad.
Like, man. I know the Leafs weren't hitting and weren't matching their physicality all night, but
Yeah, Jim
boy,
saying he
those
didn't
were
travel.
two
Keep in
bad
mind
ones.
though, Jim Berube said that
Yes.
could change. He said they didn't travel for game 3. Could travel game 4. He's not going to play game 4.
I don't think he's playing game 4.
He's not going to play game 4.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he's available.
Florida came out at the end of the day, though. The win will feel realistic. The win will feel better if they win the series. This loss is just a part of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm devastated still, kind of.
Not great.
Man,
Not great.
it is what it is. The Leafs. Also, hit the like button if you're
Why-
in here. Try to get to 30 likes.
It literally just says like Chris Tanner's reason for leaving the game. Equipment.
Yep.
Like that's the quote. It just says equipment. Like this guy doesn't talk ever. I love Cristano. He's a warrior, by the way. Absolute warrior. I think he's playing hurt.
Curious to
doing a
see
good job.
how. Yeah, what a fluky goal, man.
Berube said, I don't love the 4th goal, but other than that, Joseph Wall was fine.
Yeah, I could have
do
saved the
agree with
4th
that.
goal.
I do. Yeah, it was not good.
Pretty confident I could have saved the 4th goal. Yeah, I mean,
Fighting. I think fighting is slowly dying. I think that's why.
I think it's also a part of the Leafs' MO here from Berube. Don't get into a
Don't
chippiness
engage.
match. So,
Correct.
just win
Also, did
hockey.
you see that one shift where Kachuk, forget the Leafs defenseman who had it behind the net, somebody had it behind the net, and Kachuk was poking at Wall? Like, I know you can't call a penalty on that, but like,
Shout out to I don't know who it was. They called a penalty on Matthew Tkachuk though, face like rubbing out. I think it was Jarnkrok, whoever it was, face into the ice when he was already down. So
Yeah,
at least they
yeah,
called
yeah.
that. Leafs power
Early in
play
the
is
game.
pretty bad. They got 1 goal at least, but they need a little bit more out of there. Their PK looked pretty terrible tonight. At least they didn't give up. Did they even give up a power play goal? 1, maybe.
yep.
I don't even know if they did. I don't think they did give up a power play goal.
I feel like I would remember this. I don't think so. Matt's also you have to stay disciplined as a team. That's why the power plays are 11-5.
Have
That
a good
is
night, Jim. We'll
exactly why. Have a good night, Jim.
we'll
See you
talk on
Sunday.
Sunday. We'll get the Collins back rolling on. Get the Collins back. Win or loss.
Win or loss.
Holmberg led all.
Hopefully win.
I mean, the Holmberg. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, I don't think they can retaliate though, because we know the MO here. Like they're trying to get you to do that, and the refs are standing right there waiting for the Leafs to do anything. That's the problem with this series right now. And the Leafs are up. They could have
Oh,
been up
look, that just randomly showed up. Shout out to shout out-
randomly.
nice
A
little
flying elbow has appeared.
Let's let's oh, I forgot about all these. These are great. Gotta save some of these for a video, but let's dive into 3 stars and wrap up here. Hit the like button if you guys are new. It's a devastating loss, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go 3 stars quickly. John Tavares 1, Morgan Rielly 2, Mitch Marner 3.
Morgan Rielly 1. I'm gonna go John Tavares 2, and Scott Lawton 3
Yeah, I was gonna go a lot
for
as well.
myself. Yeah, you can even go Tanev. He was good.
Yeah,
but
10 was great as well.
I
Well,
thought Scott Lawton was very noticeable.
ladies and gentlemen, brutal. Is what it is. Can't win them all, unfortunately. We're still good.
A lot of criers out here in the comments, but yep.
Leafs will be good on. Leafs will be good soon.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of weird
Sunday.
games.
Sunday.
Name 4. I love it, Nick. Yeah, we're still good. Might be. Shout out to your birthday, Dylan. What the day it was? Shout out to you. We're good. We're good. I agree, gentlemen's club. I agree.
I think Wall will be better next game as well, and
Better be.
because these things go up and down. He was better in game 2, and we'll see. They were right there.
I wish Marchand didn't score though.
Who?
Actually, I'd rather Brad Marchand score than literally Sam Bennett or somebody like that. So
I don't want any of them to score. I wish Mikola scored that goal because I'd be like, well, at least I feel better about it. But
all right, we're good, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all. We'll have a video early for you guys tomorrow. And
well, no, hold on.
One
last thing. I know it would have been nice to go up 3-0. My prediction was Leafs in 6. To win in 6 games, you got to lose twice, right? There's one. So I think they'll win the next one. I do think that.
Yes, sir. Let us know what your thoughts are, and check out the video early tomorrow.
Leafs Digest, your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold where legends untold. From first puck drop to the season's fall. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.